Good morning, ladies. Happy Thursday. All right, Q&A, 3 good questions today. First one being, I have a coworker doing a parasite cleanse and a heavy metal cleanse. Have you heard of this? Is it something worth looking into? Yes, I have done a parasite cleanse myself because I have a parasite, or I had a parasite. A couple clients have done parasite cleanses because we've run what we call a GI map test, and we have found that indeed they do have parasites. To just go and blindly run a parasite or heavy metal detox is not a very smart thing to do, and it can actually make you quite sick. You need to prepare your body for these intense detoxes or cleanses. And that's why I'm such a huge advocate of lymphatic drainage. We're talking castor oil packs, we're talking dry brushing, we are talking lymphatic massage, because we need to do these things, not everything on a daily basis, but some type of detox support every day to prepare our bodies for instances like this. And I think it's just kind of becoming a bit of a buzz on social media. A lot of influencers are talking about it. A lot more functional health coaches like myself are learning about this stuff, and of course doing it on clients as well. This is not something that I ever would have done with anybody 2 years ago, but with myself, when I ran a GI map 2 years ago, found out my gut was a mess, this was one of the things that I did. Most of you know I went through a very, last summer, it was crazy. I did an 8-month course in 2 months, learning all about this, and am now offering it to clients. If you have just ongoing digestive issues, skin issues as well, that your gut, and I could talk about gut health for an entire hour, because your gut health, it can have an impact on your mental health, of course, your digestive health, your skin, autoimmune conditions, rheumatoid arthritis, for example, psoriasis, MS. There's links between bacteria in your gut, parasites, heavy metals. It's crazy. So please don't go out and buy a parasite cleanse or a heavy metal detox if you have not been working on drainage. I will never ever do this on a client if they're not pooping, if they're not drinking sufficient amounts of water, if they're not moving their body, if they aren't consistently doing castor oil packs or dry brushing or lymphatic massage, then things are not moving in your body. And you, like I said, run the risk of making yourself quite sick. You need to be ready to eradicate these pathogens, these parasites out of your system, as opposed to having them reproduce and cause more issues. And this isn't meant to scare you. It's a real thing. And it needs to be done appropriately. So I'll leave it at that. If you have any other questions, let me know. I can talk about parasites all day. All right. Should I eat before my morning workout? If so, what are good options? 100%. More and more and more research is coming out every single day about the impacts on women specifically, training fasted, not eating breakfast, and how it just wreaks havoc on our health, blood sugar balance, cortisol, hormones, sleep, cravings, energy, mood. So if you're just like Danielle, I'm not hungry in the morning, Not a great sign, but that's a topic for another day. Ultimately, it means that you are probably just running off stress hormones, running off cortisol and caffeine possibly, which isn't a good thing and is going to make matters worse. But yes, you 100% should eat, even if you're like myself. I work out in my basement. I don't have to go too far. I get up in the morning, I make first I slam my power water, so my salty lemon water. Sometimes I add turmeric and ginger for inflammatory purposes, anti-inflammatory purposes. And then I make myself a decaf coffee. I don't do caffeine. It doesn't do me any good. And so this is just a side tangent. But if you are somebody who has crappy sleeps, anxious, you are overwhelmed, you are overstimulated, cut the caffeine. Trust me. This was me. Gosh, how long ago did I do this? Probably 4 years ago now, where I stopped drinking caffeine. Massive change in my anxiety. I used to just feel this heaviness, this tension in my chest. I couldn't concentrate on anything. It was just like squirrel, something would beep and off I would go. I had crappy sleeps. Caffeine definitely had an impact on that. There's other reasons, but that would be my biggest suggestion to you. I've been on decaf coffee for a long, long time. Last week, I went to a coffee shop to work. They gave me a regular coffee, even though I asked for decaf. I thought I was going to have to drive myself to the hospital, you guys. I started sweating. My palms were sweating. I couldn't even hold my pen. My armpits were soaked. I'm sitting in this coffee shop and I'm like, oh my God, I called Rob. I think they gave me a regular coffee. He's like, go home, go for a walk, or go do some deadlifts. I'm like, I'm not going to do deadlifts. I'll fall over. But I went home, went for a walk, and thank goodness felt better. But that's the impact of a small cup of coffee on myself. Anyways, let's get back to the question. What I have before my workout is a cup of coffee. I put liquid coconut oil. You can put MCT oil in there as well. I add a scoop of collagen and I add 20 grams of protein powder. And I sip on that. I journal for about 15-20 minutes, drink my coffee, then I go downstairs and do my workout. But you could have a couple bites of Greek yogurt. You could have half a protein bar, an RX bar, Lara bar. Honestly, anything. And I say anything, but I don't mean anything. You don't want to just have naked carbs. Never, ever. And when I say naked carbs, that means a carb source on their own. So if you're to have half a banana, for example, make sure you're having a scoop of peanut butter with it as well. Pair it with a fat, or half a protein shake, turkey pepperoni if you want to have that first thing in the morning. Something with your carb sources. I think that some Brazil nuts would be great with, half an apple or half a banana, or I guess you'd call a protein coffee is what I do before my workouts, but something for sure. Massive difference in your performance, your hormones, and it's just going to set the tone for the day as well in how you feel. Anxiety, mood, energy, all those good things that we want to feel great. All right, last question. I am lacking motivation. Help. Oh boy, the good old motivation. I'm not a fan of motivation. I don't like the word. I think that it's overused. I just don't have motivation. And I'll tell you right now, motivation, it comes and goes. And I'm sure most of you know that. It's never there when we need it. And that's why we have to rely on structure, on our habits, on our routines. We aren't motivated to brush our teeth. We aren't motivated to go to work. We aren't motivated to wash the dishes, to do the laundry. But we do those things because, one, kind of have to. It'd be gross if you didn't brush your teeth, right? You need clothes eventually if you didn't do laundry. And so that's why these healthy habits of stretching in the morning or journaling or castor oil packs, dry brushing, food prep, going for a walk, all of these things in the beginning are going to feel more difficult. And it's going to be like, ugh, I just don't have the motivation to do this. That's what I hear. But it's just that you maybe don't have the commitment to these healthy habits just yet, that they're not automatic. They're not routine. For me, like, I never say, oh, I'm not motivated, because I know it's garbage. I'm not motivated to get up at 5 to get my workout done. I'm not motivated to eat healthy all the time. Trust me, I friggin' love burgers. I wish I could eat burgers every single day. I love cookies. But I just know that I'm not going to feel and look as good as I ultimately want to. And I think it's a huge mindset shift. And a big part of it is planning it, especially in the beginning when it's not automatic and part of your routine. There needs to be some scheduling and some planning that happens. And of course, the next step is some follow through. If you've been in my community for a while, I just lost my train of thought. Shoot. If you've been in my community for a while, what the heck was I gonna say? I'll rewatch this and be like, that's what I was going to say. That thought just left my brain just like that. I hope that makes sense. But scheduling, let's go back to planning and scheduling oh yes, I know what I was going to say. Schedule these new habits that you're not yet used to doing, and think of them as any other appointment that you would have with yourself. And I've said this before. Getting your hair done, going to get your nails done, your lashes done, going to get your teeth clean, going to the doctor, the eye doctor, whatever it is. Any other appointment that you have with somebody else needs to be treated with the same intention, the same follow through, because eventually these habits just become second nature. It's just what you do. And that's a phase of my life that I'm in. It's just what I do. It's part of my lifestyle. And that's the biggest takeaway that I want every single one of you to take from being in this program, is that it's habits. Once you've graduated and you go and do this on your own, you're not just going to stop everything that got you the results that you got in the program. It doesn't work like that, right? These are habits that you obviously have to continue in order to maintain the results. Gosh, I feel like I could talk so much about this. So I'll probably have kind of another live about this on Monday, but I'll leave it at that for today. If you have any other tips that you use for yourself to quote unquote motivate yourself to get shit done, feel free to share it in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. And that is it for today. Have a good day.